Let's see if it's something powerful. We have not yet encountered a legendary that's not a Reggie. Umbreon. Here's a controversial hot take. Umbreon is my least favorite Eeveelution. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, for the first time since the last time, it's that time. Right about that time, for your favorite Pokemon challenge in mind. My name is Sebastian Todd III. You may call me ST3. And this is the HeartGold Randomizer Nuzlocke, the first ever series on the channel, and we have made it to what I believe is either episode 11 or episode 12. Check the description below to find out. And if I did everything correctly in editing, we're going to do a quick bop. And we are back. If I did that correctly, you should see that in between episodes, we did a little off-screen grinding, and we were able to evolve our beautiful young Totodile into a crocodile, and then promptly lose the crocodile to a Weavile. So crocodile is now in the death box with our friend Luxio, aka Lux. So sorry to Dangerous for losing the crocodile so soon, but we also did do some grinding. So let's take a look at the team. We'll start with who is in the party still and who's still hanging out with us. First and foremost, we have Venus, our starter, Ivysaur, level 25 now, Sleep Powder, Poison Powder, Razor Leaf, and Vine Whip with Shell Armor. We have Denny P67, our Rhyhorn, holding the Protector, because eventually we will get a Rhyperior, we think. Still debating if our Rhydon has Water Absorb. Runaway, Rock Blast, Tail Whip, Stomp, and Rock Smash. Good to get Rock Blast on our Rhyhorn and give it a little bit of stab. Zombie here, the MVP of the team, Motor Drive on Dugong. Headbutt, Surf, Signal Beam, and Icy Wind. We've got Brodacon holding the Amulet Coin. He's got Thick Fat with the moves Faint Attack, Strength, Cut, Slack, Off. We have Luca holding the Sooth Bell still, Chlorophyll ability. He is our Lucario. Quick Attack, Bullet Punch, Force Palm, and Counter. And as you can see, I was able to teach him Bullet Punch, one of the TMs. And then we have the Pokemon that we caught near the end of the last episode, the beautiful looking Crimson here with Shield Dust, and then of course with the moves Rock Slide, Assurance, and Ancient Power, and Endeavor. Sorry, I missed one there. And then, and that is our team. So Shield Dust, no added effective attacks taken, so that is a good thing to have. Let us go quickly to the box here and show you that we did train up our Dodrio a little bit more. So I wanted to hit summary there to make sure that we had Dodrio available if and when we need to add it to the team. We might get Fly in today's episode. Shell Armor, Pursuit, Growl, Quick Attack, and Drill Peck on Farrier the Dodrio. On Bartlett, we trained Bartlett up to level 25 as well. Storm Drain, Magical Leaf, Synthesis, Razor Leaf, and Poison Powder. And I also trained up Pangea, our Grotle. Minus is the ability Bite, Curse, Absorb, and Razor Leaf. Heaven forbid something were to happen to Venus, our Ivysaur. We want to be ready with some power in the PC. So that is the team. I also did go, just so I wouldn't have to take up the time here in the episode, and we got ourselves the experience share from the professor. So we will go ahead and we will give that, I think, to Denny P67. And shout out to Daniels, Denny P67, and Brodacon, all named after viewers who have left a comment on previous episodes. So thanks for checking out the series so far. We greatly appreciate it. And if you are enjoying the series so far, I imagine you might be, at least to some degree, because you're this deep into it. But leave a like button, or leave a like, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more, because this is just the beginning of this channel. And leave a comment down below. Our comment question of the day. Let's see, what could be a great, powerful comment question to start our episode off? Let's go with this. Our comment question of the day. If you could do anything in the world, regardless of like money, I'm not talking like a job. I'm talking like an experience that you could have. What would you like to experience, to see, etc.? Where would you like to travel to? Sporting events, whatever it might be. What, regardless of money, what would you like to do? So we have not got an encounter here, and as this trainer comes in to view, don't forget to drink your water, and of course recycle the bottles when you are done. So we're going to battle a couple trainers. We're going to take a look at our encounter. Easy for me to do here. So we're going out to Crimson, who could learn Rock Slide, so we taught it Rock Slide. It's nice that Denny P67 has a rock type move now, and ideally we will get a ground type. Well, I know we'll get Earthquake eventually. That's why we gave Denny P67 the experience share, because that will help us train her up a little bit more without us having to risk potentially losing her in a battle. So we're going to basically, in today's episode, just take on a bunch of trainers, and I mean a bunch of trainers. There's a handful here. There's a handful on the route to our left here. There's going to be a bunch down below. We're going to do the lighthouse. We're going to get 1, 2, 3, at least 4 encounters here today, and if we can make it all the way over to Chuck in this particular episode, then maybe even 5 or 6. So all good things. We will take new team members and see. If they're dummy broken, then we might replace someone on the team. But for the moment, looking like we got a pretty good team that we are building. I will say too, just in case I can't remember what's coming out. If it wasn't clear in the block, or if I screwed up and couldn't figure out how to add that little clip in, when we were doing the training in between episodes, unfortunately, we lost Crocodile. And while it would have gotten a new ability when it evolved into Feraligatr, the one plus side is that it had normalized, so all moves became normal type moves, and I think that is a huge part. It didn't cross my mind. I saw that it had normalized, but it didn't cross my mind when we went into battle, specifically with moves like Surf. So where I thought I could do more damage to the Weavile, I was wrong. I was mistaken because of the ability, so that's on me. Here is our encounter for this area. It is a Ghastly. We will take that. We have a couple ghost types in the PC, but this is arguably the best ghost type we've run into here. So we want that. We will start by putting the Ghastly to sleep. Haunter's pretty fast, obviously immune to fighting moves and normal. I don't think a Vine Whip will kill because it is poison type as well. The crit scared me there for a moment. Ghastly woke right up, but that's okay. We can take a mean look. We aren't going to run away anyway. We're going to try to catch the Ghastly. So we will put Ghastly back to sleep and see what we can't do about catching ourselves a Ghastly. Part of me is trying to think if we have a Gengar or a Haunter in the back. We don't have Ghastly, there's no Pokeball, but I don't think we do. I know we have the Banette, I know we have the Mischievous or Mismagius, but I don't think we have any of the Ghastly line yet, so we will take that. And I often name these depending on how they identify. This seems to identify as female, so I name this Wendy, my male identifying. Ghastly's, Haunters, Gengars, I typically name Caspar. That is a long-standing carryover from as being a kid. I've noticed since we put Venus out in front here, because we get a Venusaur in just a few levels, that really hasn't done a lot for us. 32, we get a Venusaur, but seems like every mon that they have to lead off with is either super effective against us or we're not very effective against it. So, but no worries. We will also train up Brodicon a lot here because not long, I think 8 levels away from a Slacking, which is going to be some power. Hopefully, Slacking has a good ability. Even if it doesn't have a good ability, just not a bad ability would be nice. Heracross is fighting type. It endures. We're 10 levels higher, so I'm not too afraid, and I don't think it gets a fighting type move until level 19 um, with Brick Break, if I'm not mistaken. So if you think I'm being fairly risky here, a big part of that. Another Pokemon. Have we encountered Heracross before in the battle? Because I feel like we get a lot of rough skin Pokemon out here. The Heracross might have been one already. Anyway, actually might make sense to bring Brodicon to the front because of the amulet coin. Typically, by the time we face Chuck, I like to have most of our Pokemon around level 30 or so. Or at least a couple of good ones. And another episode, another legendary. Why not? Alright, well, we have a legend killer in Zombie. I feel like Zombie's taken down a lot of the legends we have faced here in this series so far. And hopefully can do it again here with Icy Wind. Quite effective against the Flying Dragon. And it does. One shot. Like I said in the open, in the recap, Zombie has been the MVP of the team. We're not complaining about that. We will take that. Hey, let's not give our number to a stranger. Speaking of having given my number to a stranger, Joey's trying to call. We're going to ignore Joey. No offense, Joey. Nothing personal. Mostly. We're definitely going to take on all the trainers we can, especially with the amulet coin, but also, more importantly, for the moment, the experience share. We want to get as much experience up as we can. Denny P67 does not evolve until level 42, I believe it is, so all the experience we can get there is much appreciated. And this is in part why we brought Brodicon to the front. One shot, I know we're 12 levels higher, but one shot, stab strength. That's what we're looking for. We get a slacking too. Pretty much the stats of a legendary type Pokemon. 80 base power on strength plus stab. Just phenomenal. So we will train up Brodicon as much as we can. And don't know if it'll be this episode, but hopefully by the next episode we have ourselves a slacking. I did pick all the apricorns too that I could during the training montage. So only trained for about an hour and a half. It wasn't like a super long training session in between. But and if you guys want to see that on, I don't know how to stream yet, so I'm not going to say on stream. But if you want me to try to record one and do like a bonus episode of just grinding, just the gameplay, maybe the gameplay audio, if I can get that to work, without the camera, let me know in the comments below, and I can do that. And I mentioned it earlier, if you're liking the series, hit like, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing a lot more. I hope you can see the progress in the editing. We're still a long, long way away from some of the other Poke Troopers that I watch and that you maybe watch as well. But hopefully you can see that we're getting a little bit better every episode with some of the bells and whistles of at least the video editing software that I'm using currently. But If you're not liking this series, that's okay too. I know this is not going to be everybody's cup of tea, as the saying goes. So feel free to leave a comment down below with some constructive criticism of how to make it better. And again, like I said, I hope you can see that if you're watching this series right from the beginning, we're making some improvements. We're getting better, but I know we got a long, long way to go. And that's the fun of it. That's been the mantra, right? Is we chip away. Chip away at those things that are facing us in life, chip away at the bad, and just really do the best that we can to get better every single day. That's all we can ask. So yeah, I was able to get an intro moment in, and I've been thinking a lot about how we did that in the last episode that went up on. It was actually the episode that I believe airs today. We are recording this on Saturday, so Saturday's episode. Um, so hopefully tonight, tomorrow, before this episode goes up on Sunday, I can continue getting a little bit better and be able to put in a clip from the training montage. And like I said, I do try to record the training montages just in case something like that happens where we lose Croconaw. So let me know in the comments below too. Was there a cut to the training sequence? Did we see Croconaw go down? Did I pull it off? Let me know. Yeah, I'm just trying to get better and trying to little intra-evolutionary line crime here, but that's all right. Vigoroth taking on Slackoth. Not even a challenge, really. And we'll try to be a little bit more mindful today and keep our heads on swivel. We lost a Pokemon in the last episode. We lost a Pokemon in the grinding stream, so see what we can do to keep the rest of the team alive here. I think I forgot to get a couple. I know I just got the Apricorn up there, but did I go get the items? I don't think I did. I know I didn't get the hidden item. I might have gotten the TM up here, but I know I didn't get the hidden item. Which is right there. That plate. As I said before, without an Arceus or okay, I did get the TM. Or like the TM for judgment that you can put on someone. I usually have had it on Mew before in the past in different playthroughs, but like without that, it really the plates. I mean, power up the same type attack, so yes, but $500 per plate, so that's 2 Pokeballs. Not even a great ball though, so you know. Maybe at this point in the game, it might be worth stashing it. I think we got some other things we can sell next time we're at the Pokemart. It's been a couple days since we recorded too, so I can always look at the Pokeballs we have, see if we need to bulk up for a bit. We do have the encounter right to our left here. We've got 2 encounters we can get, either fishing or surfing. We're going to get the Good Rod here in a little bit. Like I said, if we make our way toward Chuck today, which I think we're going to have time to do. I mean, we have the lighthouse, so that might be a bulk of our episode today. Just so many trainers up there in the lighthouse. And then maybe make our way over to Chuck tomorrow and get that done with. But we'll see how this goes. We're going to try to get back to about, I'd say 30 to 45, but let's be honest, closer to 45 minutes. That's probably where we're going to be. Which is all well and good. So yeah, today's also Saturday. I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. We did, or have. My wife is at work, but we got to see some family or friends of the family yesterday. Some of our best friends. We were at their wedding. My wife was in the bridal party. They were both in our party at our wedding. I probably would have been a groomsman if it weren't for the fact that my wife and I hadn't been together for too long at the time that they got married, so didn't know them as well. We often joke about it now. Probably about 6 months earlier, and I would have been there, but they were both part of ours, and a huge part, and we just enjoy their company so much, and they have become Just wonderful parents too. We knew they were really good as parents, like great parents, but they're just phenomenal. Their kid is a little bit over a year old now. It's just so smart and able to identify so many things and different sounds, and can't quite fully like have a conversation, but can communicate, if that makes sense. Can talk, can say a couple things. Just really starting to develop that, his personality, and they're just wonderful parents. So getting to see them yesterday, hang out, have some food, play some board games, it's always great. I think for us, my wife and I, and both of them, just to have those friends that you can trust. To just hang out and enjoy each other's company. We try to help wherever we can. We know that they're right there to help us back. It's just great to have those kind of friends, and we're blessed with a bunch of different friends, but specifically we saw those two last night. So shout out to them. They know who they are. I doubt they're watching this, because I can't imagine either one of them likes Pokemon in any way, shape, or form. In fact, I know not really do, because I love Pokemon. I am the outlier in most of my friend groups and family, but that's okay. I know we walked past where the encounter was. I just want to get that out of the way. And I was thinking about healing, but really we're probably going to use Venus more than Brodicon for the encounter anyway, so we can just go back up again. I was thinking about healing first. It's all good. Brodecon's the only one a little bit weak. We got 5 other Pokemon. We got potions if we need them. I think we have potions if we need them. So let's see what this encounter is going to be. It is a Psyduck. Psy-ai? I definitely can't hit it with a grass type move, because that would be super effective and we would lose our Psyduck. We don't want to lose Psyduck, we want to gain Psyduck. Psyduck isn't a bad Pokemon. Like many other people, I'm not sure why Psyduck isn't part Psychic type, at least when it evolves into Golduck, but that is okay. Well, that was easy. First ball, Bassy comes through again here in episode, I think we're at episode 11. If we're 12, let me know, but I think episode 10 is the episode that goes up today. All right. Again, a long-standing nickname I used to carry over, or that I've carried over from when I used to play as a child. Daffy. Daffy Duck, right? Makes sense. Daffy will hang out in our PC because we have Zombie the MVP, who is our water type, holding down the fort there. Let us get ourselves a new fishing rod. What's great about this fishing rod, too, is that all of the encounters with it right now are going to be level 20, so they're not going to be too far behind the team. If there is something there that we say, ooh, we need that, we need to put that on the team. And there's a bunch of hidden items in and around this town that we can go get as well. Not a bunch. There's like 3, but 3 is better than 0. The other thing we can do here is, let's go here first. We'll make sure we have enough Pokeballs and potions and all that kind of fun stuff. We'll get the fun stuff that Mom has sent us. Let's sell. Let's see what we have to sell. Rock incense, we can sell that. I know the charcoal's great, but we are going to take the money. We want to. I think that Rhyhorn is already holding the protector, unless I somehow took it. Oh, I did take it off because we put the experience share on. So we want to keep that protector. Again, we'll sell the dome fossil because it just takes forever to be able to hatch the fossils in this game. We might keep the King's Rock. We'll get rid of the water. We'll sell the black glasses. Anything in here? No. Any TMs worth selling? We will sell that. We'll sell counter. It's good, but we don't want to take the hit first. We want to be on the offensive. Alright. So let's see. First and foremost. We go here. We have 13 super potions. Let's buy 2. We'll bring ourselves to 15. That's not bad. We have 26 Super Bowl, so we're going to there. Great balls, we have 40 Pokeballs. We can get as many as we want. This is by 12, gets up to 25. We have a bunch of great balls. Unless we run into something super broken, I think we're going to be fine. I don't need full heals or anything like that yet. So I think we're just going to wait, keep accumulating money, because then we can buy, hyper potions, we can buy ultra balls, we'll get a bunch of them. What I was going to say is we'll go here, and we'll see what this trade is. And while I don't remember what either of the other two trades are, Krabby for a gold pen. We don't have a Krabby. Probably would keep the Krabby anyway. At least I don't think we have a Krabby. Chesto Berry is not bad. Polo, Resto, Chesto action, as they say, or we can use the move Rest and then use the Chesto Berry to heal ourselves back up. So we are going to, I think we're going to fish here. That would be my gut instinct, is to fish, because like I said, it'll be level 20. So we will fish here to get this encounter. Let's see if it's something powerful. We have not yet encountered a legendary that's not a Reggie. Umbreon! Here's a controversial hot take. Umbreon is my least favorite Eeveelution. I know. I can feel the hate. Leave the comments. It's alright. Doesn't mean I don't like Umbreon. I like all the Eeveelutions. Who wouldn't? Umbreon probably has, if not the greatest of the Eeveelution Chinese, the second. Sylveon's is pretty good to me too. No. But one of the biggest reasons I don't love Umbreon is because by level up, it has color change too. We might have battled an Umbreon and we might have known that, but I don't remember. But by level up, especially in this gen, it doesn't learn a ton of dark moves. If you get an Eevee, you can get it to learn Bite and then evolve it up into an Umbreon, but I don't know. I feel like the move set doesn't match the Pokemon. So that's one of the reasons that I'm a little bit meh on our friend Umbreon, but I will definitely take an Umbreon. Great stats, great Pokemon to have. We get a couple good TMs. This could be very helpful on the team. Problem is, we're not going to really be able to do much. Well, actually, that's not a bad thing. We don't want to do too much damage. It's a grass type now. But this means we're going to have to slow and steady this thing down. So that's okay. We have patience. I'm afraid that we crit here, and the crit's going to kill the Umbreon. We don't want to kill the Umbreon. We want the Umbreon. Umbreon would definitely be something worth training up to put in the PC and just have as a backup for as needed. Absolutely. Again, I don't dislike Umbreon. In fact, I think design-wise, it might be the most amazing looking of the Eeveelutions. I just feel like the move pool could be a little bit better. So that's my 2 cents. But we got the Umbreon on the team, which is a great thing to have. We are not mad about that one bit. I don't have a great nickname for really any of the Eeveelutions, which I know is bad because they've been around really since the start. So we need to give this something powerful. You know what? We're going to name this Nurse because my wife is a nurse. She works predominantly the night shift, which means it's usually dark out. This is a dark type Pokemon. It's a number, and we will name it Nurse. And we'll get ourselves to like it a little bit more, right? Like I said, just because it's my least favorite of the Eeveelutions doesn't mean it's a bad Eeveelution. Although I will say, getting a Glaceon is a pain in the rear end. So, I mean, nicer with newer gens, we can just do the Ice Stone and stuff. I mean, I guess the same can be said of Leafeon, too. And to be fair, Leafeon's move pool is mid, but I don't know, I think there's more of a soft spot in my heart for grass types. I'm trying to think who my favorite dark type would be. And the Pokemon that come to mind don't This would jump out as favorites. Pokemon I really enjoy, but I don't know if I'd call it my favorite dark type. That is one of. I'm blanking right now. Chattots kind of moves, right? Chatter. I guess that's who I most often associate it with is Chattot. All right. So we've gotten the item there. We've gotten the encounter there. Let's come over here to Route 40 and get this encounter. We will again fish. See what we can add to the team. Kind of ironic to get an Espeon right here, back to back, Umbreon and Espeon. Don't think we have a good Psychic type in the PC. It's an Omastar. I don't think we have an Omanite. This is a fossil Pokemon, kind of like Cranidos. So we're not going to hit this with a grass move because it's quite effective against rock and water. We're going to try to put it to sleep. And because we fished and it's water type, I think we're going to throw a Lure Ball and see if we can't catch this pretty quickly now that we've got Omastar asleep. And we got those 2 free ones. So no harm in throwing them. 2 shakes. Oh, it didn't like it. I was hopeful. I don't know why. But I was. Throw the other one, because why not? They were free. 1. Oh, it regressed. Wow, Mike did a lot more than I would have liked it to. So I think what we're going to do. We don't have anything that can put a lot of damage on this without one-shotting. We have a lot of things that are super effective, but we don't have a lot that's. Like if we had tried to use Denny P67 or Crimson, we're getting hit with something super effective in like a water type. Rock is super effective on Zombie. But Luca doesn't really have anything. I mean, we're all super effective otherwise. So quick attack is what we can do, and that's not very effective against Rock. The crit will help. A second crit would be bad just to get it lower a little bit quicker, and then we'll go back to Venus and try to put it to sleep. If it starts rolling out, we'll definitely switch into Venus to try to put it to sleep and end that rollout. And that might be what it's gearing up for with the leaders. I mean, I guess we resist. We'll do one more quick attack. See what we can't do with it here. Because Roll's going to get stronger each and every hit here. So I know it's going to get a free hit and on Venus. Ooh, we don't want that. Let's do this. Oh, defense is only 44. Luca's 56. 63, and it's not very effective. You know what? We're just going to heal up. Because we know it's not very effective against us. I should have switched out the first turn. Because number 3 is going to be very strong against Venus. We don't want Venus to go down. We'll see how much this one does. All right. I think we're fine. I think we do one more quick attack. We let the rollout come to an end. We switch into Venus. We put it to sleep. We catch it. There's the miss. All right. So we bring in Venus. We put it to sleep. And we throw a Great Ball. Oh, triple jiggle. You know, a lot of people say they break out of Pokeballs. I'm a huge wrestling fan, so I often say that they kick out. So if you hear me say, oh, it kicked out, that is why. Uh, and what's not fair is that in wrestling, it's a 3 count, right? 1, 2, 3, match is over. You kick out before the 3. But not Omastar. Omastar doesn't kick out at all this time. We get the win. The pin? The win. And we will bring Omastar onto the team. And Omastar has a long-standing nickname here as well. I name it after because it's a star, right? Oma, star. My favorite constellation, which is Orion. And I'm not sure if Men in Black has anything to do with Orion being my favorite. But it could. I very well could. Very well could. I know that for a long time in my formative years, one of my favorite actors was Will Smith. If Will Smith was in the movie, I was watching it. So, big fan of Will Smith. Back in the day, I think I've talked about that before because I recently just wrapped up his autobiography. Did we go over here and get this? I think we did, right? Yeah, okay. There's something over there. Either we already got it or I'm wrong and there's nothing over there. Excuse me, I'm just making things up. I should have switched Protocon into the front. We are switching to Protocon unless whatever, like this is a Machamp because this gentleman usually pays out the most. We're definitely switching out. And that amulet coin's only going to boost that up. We will take the extra money. Wish there was an amulet coin for real life. That would be phenomenal. And then every time we interact with something, I don't know what it might be, but find that thing that we get extra money every time we interact with it. That'd be awesome. Oh, that would have been phenomenal, the one shot with the strength. Not quite there yet. Kind of anticipated the full restore. Didn't want to waste all of our strength because this is a fairly lofty light tower. But we know that this will take it out now. There's not a ton of trainers in here. I think it might be about 10 total. We can count as we go up if we think about it. $8,880 just for beating a Pineco. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Just random things like, hey, you can make an extra $50 doing this. Sign me up. Protocon in the front. Trainer number 2. There might be 12 trainers total on here, but it's not a ton. And I think based at looking at the clock right here, this is going to work out pretty well that we get through this light tower. We wrap up this episode, and then we hop into the next episode right afterward. And in that next episode, we can battle some more trainers. We can take down Chuck. And we got another encounter, well, 2 encounters over there. And then depending on what we get for encounters, we might have to pull out the Dodrio so we can fly back and forth and just make life a lot easier. But once we can fly to Dodrio, might make sense to be one of the key team members here. For the flying ability. It's always kind of weird to me that Kecleon is normal type. Because when I see Kecleon, I think, I'll tell you right now in case we ever catch one, my nickname for it is Rango because it reminds me of the lizard in Rango, which is an underrated classic animated movie. If you have not seen it, I highly recommend you go check out Rango. One of Johnny Depp's best performances. I love that movie. But I just think of like the desert, and I think of grass, and I think of it being a grass type, but it's not. That's okay. That's okay because Venus is. So Sharpedo is one of those dark types that come to mind because I love sharks. So the idea of Sharpedo to me, I'm all in on it. I don't know that I would call it my favorite dark type because like Grimmsnarl is technically a dark type. Gen 8, I love Grimmsnarl. Umbreon might even be my favorite dark type just because it's my least favorite of the Eeveelutions at the moment today. Doesn't mean I don't like Umbreon. So it might be my favorite dark type regardless. I don't know. And I'm probably missing some dark types. People are like, Sebastian, how can you not talk about this? Leave it in the comment below. What dark types? Like that should be super obvious. Am I not thinking it right? I mean, the new dog in Gen 9 is adorable, Mabostiff, right? That could be up there. I don't know if it's my favorite yet, but I like it. Also, has there ever been a better generation to think about doing a dog only run? I mean, we got the new fairy dog, the new dark dog in Mabostiff. We got the ghost dog. We know that Growlithe is in there, so you got the fire dog. I'm just saying. It is the generation of the dogs. Are the Eeveelutions dogs? I think they're more cat-like. Um, but let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think they're more cat-like, more dog-like? If they're more cat-like, well, went for the dog run. We could do. I mean, would it be a cat-only run or would it be an Eevee run? Because I mean, I know there's a lot of the cat Pokemon. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, like, some of your best cat type, cat like Pokemon are going to be the Eevees. But if they're dog like, then maybe Vaporeon becomes your water dog in the run, right? And just think about type diversity. Really is all we're thinking about there. Magneton, we don't have anything super great for yet because we don't really have anything fire or ground for the Steel Electric. But we do have fighting, and we're immune to the ground, and we got a ton of HP, so 20 at a time won't do much for us. Booyah. Denny P67 comes in clutch. We take down Gentleman Ann, who gives us another $7,200. See, that's what I'm saying. We need a real life amulet coin, man. Life would be so much better if we could just make extra money doing random things. Climb this light tower and beat 10, 12 trainers. Extra money, please. Booyah. Debating if I should run back and heal at the Pokemon Center just to get some power points back on moves like Strength. And then I don't have to like use up any of the potions we have. And then we can just kind of power through with Broticon, but Fury Swipes. Something we can sell back to the TM or back to the Mart later, because I don't think we're going to put Fury Swipes on any of our Pokemon. And if you can't tell, I've already decided no, we're not going to go back. We will make do with what we have. I need to figure out how to get the audio, the gameplay audio in to the videos because the music here is just awesome. Boom, 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 boom. Of course, the way I make it sounds almost like the ball, baseball games. Boom, 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 boom. Which reminds me, that's my plan tonight, Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, and adjust accordingly if you are in a different time zone. But World Baseball Classic, which has been going on for a couple of days now, but the American team makes their first appearance in an official game capacity today. So I am looking forward to that at 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. Sorry. I am a huge baseball fan. Baseball is arguably my favorite sport. I love all sports. It's kind of like saying you have a least favorite evolution. Doesn't mean I don't like the others. I love everything sports related, but baseball I would have to say is my favorite. It's the one I played growing up the most. It's the one I enjoyed playing the most. It's probably the one I was most successful at, which might be why I enjoyed it the most. Um, the great story about that is that I used to used to be terrible. I did not swing the bat as a youngin in Little League. And my mom used to threaten me with, if I don't swing the bat, at least swing the bat, um, then I would have to have fish fillet from McDonald's for dinner because I'm not a fish person. I don't eat any kind of fish. I know that there's a lot of good reasons why, but I don't. I don't eat tuna fish. I don't eat fish sticks. I don't eat anything fish related. So, um, seafoody. So that was always a motivating factor to at least swing the bat. Couldn't guarantee a hit. A good friend of mine, and his dad was one of the two coaches in Little League in fourth grade, and it was him that kind of taught me how to time up my swing better, and became a never a power hitter, but became a decent contact hitter from there. And then my uncle, who we've talked about before in the stream, um, we were playing in the backyard one day, and he batted left-handed, but he's right-handed. So, as a kid, I wanted to be like my uncle in that regard. So I taught myself how to switch it, so I could bat left or right. And I really enjoyed being able to do that. And like I said, if it wasn't for my friend's dad teaching me how to time up my hitting, um, I don't know that I would. I've ever been much of a base. Like I was always a good defender, but I don't think I would have been much of an asset to a team growing up if it weren't for that. So shout out to Bert. Not sure if you're watching, Bert, but I appreciate the lesson there. I remember it. Things like that stick, right? As we're kids, things like that stick with us. I think sometimes we rush to as children, we rush to become older, we rush to prove that we know it all better and stuff like that. But sometimes just little life lessons. I can't tell you how many lessons from college have stuck with me or make more sense now that I'm in the real world than they did when I learned them, which is weird, but just stuff sticks around, floats around in the old brain cells there, and when you need it, it's there for you to draw on, which is always nice to have, I guess. Oh yeah, we are definitely going to wrap up at the end of the lighthouse just because we are already over the 45-minute mark, but we've got just a couple more trainers, so we are not far from wrapping this up. And we've seen some good levels on both Protocon and, of course, on Denny P67, which is what we want. And I was so worried about the PowerPoints on strength, and then here we've ended up having Feint Attack be one of our better moves with a couple of Psychic types out. So you never know. Weavile, back to Dark types. Should have been an obvious one. Again, move pool in this generation, or in this game specifically, could be better, but not a bad Pokemon. I thoroughly enjoy it. I love the ice typing too a lot. I just wish that the defensive capabilities of most of the ice types and the weaknesses that they have just render them useless in so many runs. Or not useless, but like render them so niche. I should say it that way. They become such a niche type to have. I mean, as we've seen here, though, ice comes through so many occasions, but it's usually better to have someone like a Dugong that has an ice as a secondary typing, or somebody who can learn an ice move on the team, just rather than a full straight up ice type. I haven't ever figured out why ice is not super effective on bug, because that would just make sense to me. I mean, I guess there are some bugs that might be able to live through a frost, but can't assume it's that many. You say it would have been kind of cool if we tried to hit Surf right there, and then come to find out Claydol has water absorb, kind of like Rhyhorn did. We've got the ball toy sitting in the PC. We ended up using Denny P67 a lot more than I thought we would too. I wanted to put the experience share on her because in the grinding montage there, she took the longest amount of time to grind up. So I was thinking, well, it's very nice of you, Delibird. Shout out to Shady Penguin. We appreciate the extra help. So I thought, let's put the experience share on but having the rock types has done pretty well for us here. So it kind of makes Crimson a little bit obsolete, even though we were able to get Rock Slide on Crimson and we couldn't on Denny P67. And Crimson, and like I said when we caught it, I'd never seen a shiny Rampardos before, but my goodness, that red just pops, and I love it. What's your favorite shiny? I should have asked this in the last episode. Maybe I did. Yeah, let me know in the comments below. What is your favorite shiny Pokemon out there? I would say my favorite shiny that I know of, excuse me, is Metagross. The white and the gold. It just looks so clean. It's just a very nice looking Pokemon. Could you imagine getting a Metagross in this run through? That would be great. I would definitely set Crimson aside, even for a non-shiny Metagross. Metagross is one of my favorite Pokemon. Arguably my favorite Steel type. Maybe. I don't know for sure. But if this is one of your favorites, hit the like button down below. We're going to wrap the episode up here. And like I said, we will tackle the next couple of routes. We'll get an encounter. We will battle a bunch of trainers. We'll take on Chuck in the next episode. But appreciate you all watching. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all let's do that again. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Until next time.